Cheers, my thrifting friends. Well, I just got a tip off from a friend of mine who works at one of my favorite Goodwills that an estate was donated. And she's like, get in the car, come on down and get some stuff before they're sold out. So I just stopped to get a coffee, some gas, and I'm on the car. In the car, I should say. I'm going to get in the car and head on down and see what we can find thrifting for estate donations. All right, I'm getting real excited to see what we can find from this estate sale donation. Let's look. First thing catching my eye are these Anchor Hocking Fire King set of 4 mugs. I love them. Super MCM, groovy, but the price, $3.99 each, is a little high for my resale, so I did leave them. These are really beautiful, just little Asian rice bowls. I thought they were really cute. I love watching creators from Japan. They do some beautiful cooking. They use a lot of these little rice bowls in their presentation. This was a really nice pick. I am going to grab this. It's very functional. It's modern. The point of this is that it appeals to a lot of my customers looking for functional, unique things. So this pepper grinder fits the bill. This was a really popular mold. It was you can find a million of these on eBay and Etsy. Yeah, it was a DIY. That one's got a really big chunk missing, so we'll leave it, but it's just a fun thing to find. I see a lot of them. Copper is a huge seller. I'm definitely going to grab this at $5.99. It's 100% used as decor pieces in farmhouse kitchens. And yep, we're going to take that. As are rolling pins. You guys are probably so tired of me grabbing these, but they sell so quick. If you are a reseller, it's a hot tip for you. Grab them, you'll sell them. And at $1.99, I can definitely make a lot of profit. I always buy planters, house plants. I have a huge collection. This is for me. I'm going to keep this. And I'm always looking for pots to put my newest arrivals in. These dishes are very Bridgerton. Look at these. They're so pretty. Bianca, I don't know how old these would be, but at $5.99 a plate, I'm going to pass. But they're so pretty to look at. I love the look. This is a very typical type of art I can sell in my store. Primitive is super hot. It's not fading at all, but it was kind of cheap. I really want to sell quality items, not these cheap type things. So I did leave this, but it does represent the primitive style that's very popular right now. I love these, but I really want a bird of hope. I really couldn't tell what kind of animal this was, and it was clear, but I left it behind because it was not a bluebird. Now, this is a real piece of vintage, probably from that estate that I got tipped off on. It is marked Westmoreland glass, and the name of it is called Pastel Fruit. So it's definitely a collector piece, definitely vintage, but it was in really bad condition. I mean, that paint on it should be a lot more vibrant. So I passed on it because it just didn't have the brightness in the color on the leaves that it should have, but it was a very pretty piece. The bean pots, I mean, I'm still sitting on mine, so I'm not picking this one up because it's priced way too high. It's probably a Hull or a McCoy based on the USA stamp, but because it's all brown and the really high price, I'm going to pass on that, but it is nice that it has its cover. Oh, wow. These are a classic. The Courier Knives Memory Lane. Who didn't have this? We had a huge set of this in our house. This was our Thanksgiving holiday china, our Christmas china. Yep. We broke out the Courier Knives every year. My mother still has a million place settings of it. This was very cool. I saw somebody grab this the second I walked away from it. It was $35, but it was obviously a very beautiful teak piece, but I couldn't tell if it was like an artisan piece or a TJ Maxx piece, because they do have these in TJ Maxx Marshalls. So I left it, but hey, maybe somebody got a real treasure. Now this was part of that estate. So beautiful. I have never seen such beautiful furniture. Obviously this was already sold. She said they had just put it out on the floor. and it sold immediately. When I pulled these drawers out and put them back in, they were like butter. I mean, you could just tell the quality. No sticking. They glided. The marble on this was just beautiful. All the crown molding work on it. Oh God, it was just, they were exquisite. There were 3 pieces. They were all exquisite. Look at that mirror. This was the high dresser. This one was $119. Again, just beautiful craftsmanship. The drawers were like butter. And look at that crown molding. Oh my God. The old money look of this is stunning. And this was the other dresser. Why? I wonder why that was a cheaper price, $70. I wonder why those openings are there. They're not missing the drawers. Those openings are purposeful. I'm just wondering what they're used for. What would have been the purpose of those? But again, the drawers, all just super smooth. Beautiful, beautiful details. Somebody got a beautiful dresser set. This Singer sewing machine was also part of it. $24.99. That's a bargain for that. That's a 1935 Model 15 Singer. I am a sewer. I can totally appreciate that. Do you guys ever watch The Closet Historian? I really recommend that channel if you're into vintage sewing. She uses this exact same sewing machine or something extremely similar to do all of her projects. She mainly does like costuming type stuff, but she recently did a video where she sewed all of her own draperies and did a beautiful job. You should definitely check out her channel if you like vintage clothing and vintage sewing projects and somebody who's really talented. And she uses a sewing machine just like this. Very inspirational. I really wanted this. I just don't have any projects. This was actually an unusual desk. I really liked it. I thought for the $20, it was a really good deal. I don't know if I would leave it white if I were to pick it up for a DIY repurpose, but I liked the look of it. It was very sturdy. This lamp had me befuddled. Why is it $29.99? I was trying to figure out, what am I missing? It was just a plain pineapple. Didn't even have a shade. The finial had, defects on it. I couldn't figure out why that was priced so high. Okay, here's the star of the show of this estate that I found. Some beautiful Victoria ware ironstone. So while I was there, I was trying to figure out how to tell what pieces were made actually in England and then what pieces were made in China, because I know that Victoria ironware was made both places, and obviously the earlier pieces are the England pieces, but I really didn't know. I didn't know. And $14.99 was actually a very reasonable price for these. They go for quite a bit online. So I went through the whole thing. I took my time. There were some really beautiful pieces here. And I couldn't get enough of it. I thought it was so beautiful. Here's a better shot. I moved that crystal butter dish out of the way just so we could get a feel. I'm trying to make a selection. So bottom line here is I'm going through each piece again and I'm trying to figure out how to tell. I mean, I just don't know. There was nobody there to help me. There was no information online. So I just you can just, kind of shop with me here as if you were there too, like how to decide. That one looked really old. So I definitely grabbed this one. So for sure that's coming with me. But I do want one of the bigger pieces too. And I'm just trying desperately to figure out, how can I tell if it's made in England or not? So I just kept looking, and I guess you'll see in my reveal which ones I picked. Which ones would you pick? Comment below. All right, this was also another piece. This was so pretty, but I can't tell if this is a made in Italy piece. And it was not a bad price at $9.99. If this was made in Italy or more Eastern European, like a Czechoslovakia or Bavaria, I couldn't tell. So I left that behind. Anyway, we're done shopping. I got some really, really, really nice treasures. I'm so grateful for my friend to have tipped me off to all the good stuff. So let's go home and take a look at everything I picked up today. Hello, hello. It's a few days later, and I want to show you everything I got. So basically, I have a friend that works at one of my favorite Goodwills, and I guess a steak got donated, like not the leftovers, but like the actual. They just didn't want to deal with it, wanted to donate everything, which is always cool when that happens. So my friend texted me and said, "You should come on down and take a look at what's here." So that's what I did. So I'm super grateful that she did that. So let's take a look at what I got. I got some new things. Not everything was from this estate, and some things are modern because I definitely sell modern home goods in my store as well as vintage items. But so let's just do a new item first. Let's just do this one first. I love this. This is just like a pedestal, like a candle pedestal, but I really loved the like the way that the finish on this is like in and out, I guess, or texturized, like especially the base of it. That's really cool. Very like I want to say anthropology-ish, something like that. Oh, don't mind the sun from the window. My window faces east and the sun's coming up. It's the morning, so it's great light. The yellow was half off, so it was half of $7.99, so I paid $4 for this. It's really beautiful. I can picture somebody using this to like elevate a beautiful floral display, something like that. That's what I would use it for. I think it's really beautiful, and I can't wait to put this out in my store for sale. I'm sure it's going to sell right away. So these were part of that estate. I'm still being very selective about what I add to my milk glass collection. These are just for me, not to sell in my store. So these were marked at $3 a piece, which I think is a great deal for these two. They do not have a mark on the bottom. They're just plain. There's no stamp there, but that's okay. These are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to use these on my dining room table. So this is a cream and a sugar, but I don't think this sugar came with a cover. Maybe it did. If it did, it's obviously missing its cover, but I'm not so sure it did come with one because it doesn't have, usually when they come with a cover, they have like a indent along the inside of it. So I don't think they did, but I'm going to Google Lens this to see if this did come with a cover. I don't think it did, but maybe it did. Anyway, I think these are going to look really sweet on my table. I'm going to show you how I style these on my table. That this was part of that estate too, because you're going to see I picked up some other pieces too. There was a very large collection of blue and white china pieces, dinnerware pieces, so it definitely was part of that estate. But I picked this one up because it was priced at $4. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this or sell this. I'm probably going to keep this because I think it would go great on my blue and white tablescapes when I do it. But the back stamp is really unusual. I cannot make it out what that is. I have no idea what that says. I don't even know if I'm holding it in the right orientation. Yeah, maybe it, actually, I think it goes this way. You know what? It's probably, maybe these are Asian characters going this way, maybe, because this is the front of the plate. So if you turn it over like that, I don't know. I wasn't able to really understand what that back stamp was, but it doesn't matter to me. I love this plate, and at $4, I think it's really beautiful. I think it's going to look stunning and very, very classic on my table if I do decide to keep it, or someone else can use it as well to be a very beautiful display piece, very classic. And then in keeping with the blue and white, this is really what I came for. If you saw, obviously you watched me shopping, I was struggling to pick out some pieces of this Victorian ironware. So it's a pretty classic stamp that you'll see there. The thing with this stuff though is that some of it was made in England and some of it was made in China, and still the pieces that were made in China, some of them can still be very old, from like the 1910, 1920, 1930s. So I tried to pick out the oldest pieces that I thought were there. And these are the pieces that I picked. So this is like a fluted pitcher. I'm obviously keeping this. I think it was priced at $14.99 is what they put on it, which is not a bad price. That's about half of what it sells for on eBay, Etsy, antique mall booths, stuff like that. So I still think it's a pretty good deal for what it is, and I think it's beautiful. Really stunning, a very, very, very classic piece. Again, blue and white. I have a pretty good collection of it. I mean, you can see right here, actually I have my vases right there, but I also have a pretty big blue and white, I think it's Staffordshire, my dinnerware, and I've got some Bird of Paradise pieces mixed in with it, and I'm trying to collect some Flow Blue type pieces to mix in with it. I realized that this isn't Flow Blue, but I do love this picture very much. And then this is its mate, but I think this one, even though it's made in the same style, I do think it's even older because this back stamp definitely looks older. So this Victoria ironware piece, I think, is definitely older than this one, even though they look very similar, just because the back stamp looks a little faded and doesn't have the ironstone, I think, wording. I'm not sure. It's like not the exact same wording, but looks a little more like Flow Blue. This one was priced, I think, at $5.99, which again is a really, really fair price in my opinion for what this is. I'm definitely keeping this. Look at that beautiful old Flow Blue style pattern on this. I think it's really beautiful. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping these for my dining table or just to use for flowers and for decorating my bookshelves, all kinds of places. I love blue and white. It's super classic. All right, so the chit chat in the reseller world is that butter pats, copper, and bronze or brass are very hot items right now. So if I can ever see those while I'm out thrifting and they're a good price, I'm going to grab them. So I found this butter pat. I think it's a butter pat. I mean, they're just, butter pats are like very, very tiny, small, little plates that you put next to your place setting. There's the back stamp on that. Yeah, there we go. Sorry if my light goes in and out, but I thought this was so pretty. I have two other butter pats as well, but they're more like Limoges style. This was just a plain white one. You can mix and match them, in my opinion, on your table. I think it still looks great. And yeah, so I grabbed this little butter pat, and then copper is the next big thing. It always sells, especially the kind that you can hang up if it's got the little hook on it already for hanging. These are definitely used in farmhouse decor, French country type decor. I grabbed this one. Yellow was half price, so it was half of $5.99. So I paid $3 for this. And if I did have a French country style kitchen, I would definitely keep this, but I do not. So I'll probably be selling that. And then this really heavy brass piece. I mean, this thing, you could hurt somebody with this. I mean, it's really heavy. I don't think it's old. I'm not sure, but this is what it looks like. It's this like big open leaf kind of design. It's shiny on the back, and I thought it had a stamp on it, but I think it might, can't tell if it's a stamp or just a manufacturing marks. If I'm being honest, I can't really make out anything there, but it might be a stamp. But yeah, this is a really beautiful piece. Yeah, very popular. I'm sure this will sell right away in my store. And again, I'm always shopping for my farmhouse girlies that shop in my store all the time. So I found this kind of milk juggish kind of thing. It's definitely modern, you know, sold modern, probably a Hobby Lobby piece, but it was priced only at $1.99. So that's good. And you guys are so sick of seeing me grab these, but they're used in farmhouse decor all the time. And this one was really inexpensive. It was only, oh my goodness, I'm sorry about the light there. It was only $1.99. So yeah. So I grabbed this because it was super inexpensive. It's a sure thing for sale. And this milk jug is definitely very popular with the farmhouse girlies who come into my store looking for decor to decorate their houses with in farmhouse. All right, so still staying in the farmhouse theme, I love Whimsical. I love anything whimsical. like this. So these roosters were $3.99 each. There's this one, $3.99. So I grabbed, there were 3 of them. There was a taller red one, a shorter white one, and then a shorter red one. So I have an idea for these. I'm going to actually keep these for now. I have an idea on how to style these on my table, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. I think you're going to think it's the cutest thing. Very French country, very farmhousey. You know, roosters can go, they can go farmhouse, they can go whimsical with no real theme, they can go like a French country. So I'm going to use these on my dining room table and show you what they look like. I will say, I think John and I sometimes really miss having chickens. We used to have a pretty big flock. We have a large coop that we're not using right now. I think I've showed it to you in my videos in the past. We just had so much trouble with predators, you know, and when we would have a predator come, they would kill like all of them sometimes, like 2, 3, 4 of them at a time. It's a lot of work. And I think it's because of the way we live. I think if we lived on a flat lot, they would be easier to take care of, but because we have to go way over to on our, you know, like it's a pretty long walk from our house and it's not a level walk. In the wintertime, it can be hard to get to them, to take care of them because of ice and snow. That's probably, you know, why when the last flock got killed by predators, we didn't replace them. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We do miss having chickens, but these are cute. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to use these very whimsically. All right, so you guys saw me grab this. It was $3.99, modern, very cool. Better brand, you know, I don't recognize where that brand is sold. It might have just been sold in like a gift store or maybe like a garden center type thing. So this is definitely a better brand, really heavy. I'm keeping this for myself. I have a huge collection of houseplants, and I'm always wanting to make sure I have plenty of these planters to put them in. This one does have the hole at the bottom, which is really important for drainage. I've made the mistake of buying really pretty ones before that didn't have the drainage hole and subsequently lost the plant due to, you know, too much water. So this is perfect. I love it, and I hopefully can put a plant in it real soon. And like I said, I do pick up practical modern things for my store. So yellow was half off. I grabbed that at $3.99 half. So I paid $2 for this. And it's probably from Target. It's just a pepper grinder. And my ladies love finding really nice, modern, practical things. So this is probably going to sell right away. And then also trays for displaying things. This has got a little bit of a mark on it right there, but most people wouldn't overlook that for the right price, and I only paid $1.99 for this. So for the right price, people just overlook that because they're probably going to put like a doily, or they're going to put so many things in it that you're not going to see that. So they're really just looking for the metal part and the edges to be absolutely perfect, which this one is. So this is just a nice decor tray, very much in demand. And again, I could totally make, you know, 3 times my investment back. It's a very simple but very popular item that sells very quickly in my store. right, so my last two items were part of that estate donation to the Goodwill. This was an unusual platter. I told you in like my last video, I'm sworn off platters because I haven't been able to sell them in my store, but I do love them for display. And because of, I made an exception because of the subject matter. So this is very classic, you know, the English horses and dogs hunt. You can see that. And here's the back stamp on that. I'm not quite sure what that says. Something China, made in England. So it definitely is a made in England piece. And it just, because of the subject matter, and it was only $5. So did I do okay with this at $5? I feel like I'm probably going to sell it, but I'm not sure. I got to sell this stuff. So I'm on this Facebook group, and it's for booth, antique mall and booth, you know, all the like mine, people who do reselling through antique malls and booths and online and stuff like that, but mostly booths. It's really focused on booths and antique malls. And a lot of people will submit questions like, you know, what's the secret of doing really well, and da 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 da. And I almost answered one the other day by saying, you have to sell all the things that you want to keep. That way you will definitely do well. So I need to take my own advice. I need to sell all the stuff that I feel like I might want to keep. But yeah, this is the hunt. I think it's a stunning platter. Yeah, look at that. It's surrounded. These are all dogs. So these are the hunting dogs. It's around each. I just love it. It's going to be hard for me to part with this. But yeah, either way, I grabbed it. I think it's awesome and unusual. Last item is a piece of furniture. I do think it was from that estate, according to my friend. So it's a stool. So it's a nice smaller piece of furniture that I can handle and display in my store fairly easily. I only paid $10 for this, and it still has the plastic cover on it. You can see like somebody must have ripped away a little bit to see what it looked like. I hate it when people do that, but anyway. But yeah, it's like a tapestry. Or like the upholstery is like a paisley design is what I should say. And it's kind of like a brownish, goldish. Yeah, it's brown and gold. So pretty neutral. And I love the wood finish on it. It's probably like oak or maple. And it's very well made. It's kind of heavy. I'm holding it up and it's like, ooh, this is heavy. So I think it's a real functional piece. It's in excellent condition. And at $10, I think this will hopefully sell right away. It's a great piece to use in my displays and pretty functional. And I really love it. So yeah, that was a great find for 10 bucks. What do you think? Hi there. So today's the day that we're going to move in the new china cabinet that I purchased. It's going to be to replace this white one right here. So a year ago, we completely renovated our kitchen. We did a down to the studs renovation. So we have all new cabinetry, appliances, and countertops, the whole nine. So during that time, I was using this as temporary storage, and it's just a very inexpensive, you know, you assemble it yourself, inexpensive piece. It served its purpose. Our kitchen is now totally completed. It's beautiful. I love it. I think I've shown my kitchen a couple of times in past videos. And we don't really need this anymore. What I really need is storage for all my beautiful china that I keep hauling and showing you guys. So let's get this project underway. I'm going to empty out all the drawers of this cabinet right here. I have other places that I can store these things now because I have all new cabinetry, a lot of new cabinets in my kitchen, and I don't need this anymore. So let's get the project underway, and I can't wait to organize all my beautiful china. All right, you guys, I just got back from a Facebook Marketplace pickup. Doesn't look good from this angle, but I picked up a Hutch, and I'm going to show you guys exactly where I'm going to put it and what it's replacing. And this is just the top piece. I had to go back twice to get both pieces. That was the only way I could get a hutch because only half will fit in this car. But this is the top of it. It's got a light. But yeah, I'll show you where I end up putting it. Look at that beautiful etched glass. He sold it to me for 40 bucks. Super bargain. All right, we're going to get this out of the car and get it in the house. Well, John and I have moved her up. She is here. She is looking beautiful. I absolutely love this hutch. I think what I love most is this beautiful etched glass. So it just comes with this kind of, the panes of the glass are etched. They have this beautiful window pane design on them. I'm sure you can sort of see that. I think it just adds some really beautiful charm and character. It does have a light. It's got two glass shelves and then the bottom here. And then it's got two drawers. Look at this beautiful brass work. So pretty. So it's got some drawers right here. Oh, cool. A penny. Oh, wow. Even luckier if it's my birth year. What are the chances, you guys? Probably 0. My birth year is 1966. Let's see. Oh, wow. No way. This penny is 1966, you guys. Okay, that's weird. Wow. Okay, that's really good luck. I'm going to keep that right there. I don't know why there's a 1966 penny in this drawer, but that's a good sign. Then it has all this storage down here. It's got like another shelf down in there that I can put more stuff. So I am going to get busy and organize all of my dishes. Well, I think I am just about done with this project for now. I think I'm going to just use this for my Bird of Paradise red set, my Johnson Brothers bouquet set. I have the plates that match this platter. I just found thrifting a few days ago. So for now, I'm going to use this Johnson Brothers casserole to hold that place, but I'm going to put the plates that go with that platter underneath that. And then I have my black and white and a dark brown and white transferware right there. And then that beautiful American Heritage Staffordshire set that I just picked up a couple weeks ago that I showed in a video. So I really like this. I hope that you guys do too. And what a beautiful sight to see right when I first walk in my door. So as I'm going backwards, towards the door when we come into the house, when we get home from work. And that's the first thing I'm going to see when I open the door, other than my dining room table, that beautiful hutch with all that beautiful china in it. Oh, it's just lovely. All right, well, that's everything I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching me shop some really beautiful things at the Goodwill for a change. It's always cool to have a friend who works at your favorite thrift store who can text you a little tip off when something cool gets donated. I really appreciate that. And yeah, it was fun to look at some really beautiful pieces. A lot of it was furniture, bigger items that I don't normally deal with, but it was still cool to look at some really beautiful things. And I would say at very fair prices. I think the Goodwill did not overprice some of that beautiful furniture, especially that antique sewing machine. That was a really fair price for that. So anyway, yeah, so we'll see you again real soon. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I have so many new subscribers. I'm definitely growing and I couldn't be more thrilled. I'm so grateful. And hopefully you enjoy my content and you can like my videos when you watch them. Give me a comment. Where are you from? Are you a reseller? Do you like to collect items? What's your favorite things to collect? I really like talking with you guys in the comments and finding out more about you. And yeah, that's half the fun of doing the YouTube. It's just to looking in the comments. All right, we'll see you again real soon. Mina says hi. She has to go to the vet this afternoon. Just a checkup, nothing bad, but I get vet anxiety. I get like medical anxiety for myself, for my dogs. It's so funny. All right, I'm sure everything's fine. It's just a regular checkup, but you know how that goes. It can always be nerve-wracking, but I'm sure it'll be just fine. I'm sure she's a healthy little girl. All right, we'll see you guys again real soon. Have fun thrifting until then. Yeah, good girl. Oh, you're such a good girl.